Mr. Vijaya, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Major, for inviting me to the show. I'm happy to be here.
Mr. Vijaya, so 7th August is Handloom Day, and with all the initiatives that government is taking, and support from people like you, your organization, Handloom is again finding its place back in the Indian wardrobe. Share your thoughts. Where do you see Handloom today?
Yes, so what happened is, see, today handlooms is something is not a story of, say, this decade. Handlooms, in fact, have survived a century of onslaught with the mill sector, machine-made sector. So it's not today that we are talking about handloom versus others. It has been even in 1920s or 30s, when the first time in the 1900s, the mills were started in Bombay. What today it was the Phoenix Mill and whole host of other mills. Okay, so at that point of time, it was seen as a threat to handlooms. However, if you see, these handlooms have survived over a century of now, in terms of computation from other sector. So, I mean, of course, it's a very interesting case study because it's kind of specific, what do you call, development which happened in India. But yeah, they have survived. However, in the last couple of decades, the situation has kind of gone grim when India kind of became started. The GDP started increasing, income levels started increasing, and even urbanization started increasing. So the pay levels were not kind of at par. They were not increasing at the aspirational levels. If you see, the decline of handlooms has been kind of more in the last 2 decades. So it was a kind of sad situation. However, what is happening is with the increase in the income levels, the consumers are now kind of willing to pay for heritage, and they look at something which is genuine products. They're also looking for something which is socially, which can help India. I mean, they're much more nationalistic, and would like something which is helping a weaver. So, and something that can be connected to their roots, and something which is eco-friendly. So, with these factors, having being valuing the heritage, valuing the authenticity, valuing environment. So, I feel that the handloom is rightly placed to again to grow and come back to those old days of glory.
You made a very valid point. Handloom has survived the onslaught. Same like, I mean, somehow handloom is connected to Indian culture, isn't it? And Indian
Yes.
culture has survived the foreign invasion and the onslaught. Same story goes for handloom. And last few, as you rightly said, in the last few years, also, the awareness among common man about the rich heritage of handloom, how does it tie into, our heritage, our culture, and also, the people who have been keeping this alive. That has actually led to, rebirth of handloom in some ways, isn't it? The awareness.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. See, the awareness, and even today, if you see recently, when the new president took over, there was a lot of what do you call coverage about what kind of saris she likes, and primarily there is on the hand woven. So similarly, when the finance minister presents budget, there is so much of saying that what is she wearing when she's going for budget. So I think there has been an interest, and there has been a kind of thanks to Instagram, and thanks to this social media. So there is a lot of activity, lot of multimedia, which has kind of where people get connected with. In the earlier the younger crowd, it was very difficult to know what is a nikat, what is something. But today people are aware. They have heard of these names, and they know a little more about, if you are especially a urban kid, born in, say, prior to 2000, 1990s or 80s. The amount of knowledge they had with respect to kind of weaves was not much, but today that seems to be changing, where people are keen to understand what goes, how it works, and because it's much more connected to their nation, right? I feel that that's the change that is happening because of the awareness.
Very interesting. Very true. Today it is no more just wearing a handloom or a product made from handloom. It's about also understanding what it represents or what goes into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And imagine, for example, somebody took the lotus fiber out. I think it's Thailand or something, which kind of literally became viral. It's the same thing which is happening with many of these things. We never knew. Oh, okay. Is this how Kolhapuri chappal was made? Is this how, say, kind of a rug is made? Is this how ikat is made? So this kind of people are kind of feeling good saying that okay, it's a matter of becoming much more aware and knowing what is happening within our country. Yeah. And
Just
another thing is, yeah, the hyper in terms of especially connected back, because today if you see there's a lot of floating population, somebody from Tamil Nadu working in Hyderabad or Bangalore, even in Delhi and Noida. So there is some kind of affinity towards the route, and some people have traveled and come back. I mean, including me. I mean, I've been in India, in North India, spent 4 5 years, then outside India. So then what happened is we tend to get connected back to roots, like something back from home. So I feel with this floating population who's working elsewhere, they tend to have this feeling about special affinity, and they want to know, hey, what is this special weave from Kanchipuram or Madurai? So there is that kind of passion for the kind of where they are from, the roots. I think that's also a kind of a motivation for them to learn and understand more in terms of what is happening back home.
I'm sure, and people like you, an organization like yours, which is playing a key role in not just creating awareness, but also taking, ensuring that the authentic handloom made products are reaching out to the end user.
Right, right, absolutely.
Tell us about you using. So there is this challenge about knowing what is authentic and what is not, and your organization is at the forefront of it, using artificial intelligence. You bringing technology to tradition, and helping end user or the consumer know it is authentic. Tell us about how do you go about doing that?
See, in terms of I'm not a technologist, so I kind of identified problem. Largely, that was my role. Then after a certain point of time, it's about bringing together a set of people who are interested to solve this problem. So I would say technology became. It was never about a technology. It's about solving the problem of authentication. And I found that about 80% of the products which are sold as handmade, maybe more than 80%, are imitation products. I mean, they're not. I mean, today you find handloom melas organized even by government and all this stuff, but even there, the question is, it's highly questionable because of various market factors. So how we went about is that one is that, as a first thing is, in terms of, we have come out with a unique technology wherein a label which has got a code or a chip, it has got a technology which is woven onto the fabric by handloom weaver. So it's a high technology product as a label, but it is woven with a simple technique which we have also applied for patent. So this, what has happens is, right from the weaver's end, that product gets digitalized at the weaver level itself. So it has got each product has got an identity. Okay. And second thing is, this product, what happens is, this label, after the product is produced, they cannot, traditionally these labels are stitched after the fabric is produced. What we are trying to do is integrate at the time of weaving itself, so that the authenticity is maintained. This label cannot be applied once the product is already ready. That means, you buy some products from 100 products from China and put these labels, you cannot do it. That is one of the technology. Another technology, what we have done is a small IoT based sensor. So it's about a 2 by 2 inches kind of device. And this device, what happens is, this can understand the motion of the loom. Okay, so this sensor, it has got sensors, and it's a simple battery operated. It doesn't record sound and all of that, but it can sense the motion of the loom, and it understands whether this motion belongs to a hand loom or not. Okay, we have done this artificial intelligence. We have trained the model for over a year at several hundreds of looms, and so with this combination of these two, using a mobile app and cloud computing, what we do is, this label carries the authenticity all through the product, so all through the journey. and consumer who buys a sari from somebody from Kanchipuram, it goes to US. From US, somebody can, with a smartphone, they don't need an app or anything like that. They can tap on the label, or they can scan the code which is there on the product. It's a simple QR code, and they will be able to know that whether this product is authentic. That is first. And also they can experience the weaving itself, because a lot of this, even multimedia and all, while weaving, weaver with a simple app, it's a simple than WhatsApp, they can capture the video of weaving for each of the products. So now this video automatically gets linked to the label, and wherever customer is there, they can actually see the live weaving there, literally. So in terms of experience, in terms of authenticity, it kind of is managed across the journey. So this
That's
is
very
what.
interesting. I mean, the technology you're talking about is something that was required. So tell us as to how has been the response of people who are in the industry
Yeah.
when you said you need to integrate this into the handle weavers. How's been their response?
So see, good thing we did is most of the R&D we didn't do anything in the sitting in offices. R&D was done on the looms, means going to the weavers, talking to them, learning from them, and questioning them. So all of this. So many years, right from app, from the first version of the app, we don't want to put our brains into it. We want to go to weaver and find out what does it feel. Is it difficult, easy? So, for example, we do multilingual application is available across multiple languages, so that local languages, people who are familiar. Second thing is we don't have to have a lot of operations. It's about single button operations. Means say you start the product, scan the product, end the product. That's it. So it's like anybody can operate with that. And a lot of automations we have done so that the users feel friction is very low at the weaver's front. So, however, in the beginning, what happened is, see, this is, as you know, it's a low tech industry as a handlooms, but a product we have made is a kind of high tech product, right? In terms of, people don't easily, it's not a tech friendly sector. Means even retailers, one of the largest retailer we went, there, one of the team members, he was saying, sir, we do thousands of crores of thousands, I'm talking about thousands, they don't have a basic ERP in their organization. Okay, they run thousands of crores of worth operations without an ERP. So that is how in terms of acceptance of technology is there. So, however, what has happens is why it started picking people accepting is because one is that there is a huge parity between handloom and powerloom. Same sari, for example, Kanchipuram sari, if you want to buy, it will cost 20,000 rupees plus handloom sari. Same sari, if it is made in machine, it can be under 8,000. So there's a huge parity, under 10,000. Say, so literally double the price. So, and the imitation is kind of that people do imitation very closely. So it's very difficult sometimes, even the skilled person to know what is handmade and what is not. So that's where people actually, they felt that there is a genuine need for me, whatever I am buying, at least I should know that. So we are not a consumer brand per se. We are more of a B2B. We are helping businesses. For example, we help government because government gives subsidy to the handloom weavers, but we don't know how many of them are genuine, how many are not. So there are GI products. How many of them are really GI? How many are not? So these are all questions which this technology is answering these questions. So that's how we've been now able to kind of scale it up and see that market traction is there for our product. Okay, and some of these people also change. Another challenge we are addressing is with respect to supply chain management. Imagine somebody gives 100 products in 100 different handloom weavers. We don't know when the products will come, how much has been done. So it is a very kind of manpower intensive to really monitor. So our technology can help them, how much of production is being done. So what happens is there is an integrity in the entire supply chain, saying that, okay, so we are placed on seasons. Today, Walmart, and if you take any of these big fashion houses, they're very close to seasons. They work like a industry 4.0. We are there. But the thing is that handloom is working at 1.0, which is kind of, may not be a good news going forward. The future is kind of has to be compatible with newer technologies. That's where it is kind of helping us to scale it up.
So, Mr. Vijaya, do you think the new generation, the Gen Z or the millennials, are they interested in handloom, especially the authentic ones, given the cost?
Okay, see, in terms of there were even there were surveys done by reputed firms across the world in multiple countries. See, what I see is that especially Generation Z, in fact, one of the challenges we felt is of my generation, or this is that many people don't have so much of emotion about handlooms. Okay, so they said that who cares kind of attitude, but fortunately, what is happening with the newer generation, especially Gen Z, are very sensitive about what they wear. Okay, if it is a mass product, they don't even wear. I know in US, one of the friends, their acquaintances and all, they don't buy new shirts or new products at all. Only they buy used shirts or used products. Rent. A lot of people rent it out because they feel that they don't want to be reason for this whatever environmental degradation, considering fashion is the one of second largest polluter in the world. So they are really aware of it. So I mean, the two things. What is happening is, one, they are willing to pay higher amount for. I think, in fact, I think only in Indians especially, it is higher compared to China and other countries, where about 70% of the people are willing to pay high if it is socially helping a community. So if it is helping a weaver, so 70% of the people say that, yeah, I'm willing to pay a higher amount. So second thing is authenticity. People want everything authentic. So you say that, yeah, it's a run of a mill, nobody wants, because this money is there. Thing is that, even I wear one shirt, can I get that authentic shirt for that? So I feel that this authenticity, demand for authenticity, demand for sustainability, and demand for socially conscious, who made my clothes, for example, is a big revolution, right? So we are also solving that problem. So we believe that this sector will have is having a bright future. And even if you see, I'm talking about numbers again. Coming back today, there was an organized sari seller, national brand. There was nothing 5 years back or 2 years back. National brand with 60 stores dealing with saris, primarily authentic saris. Now, bigger brands like Tata's are into it. Reliance is into saris. They are building several number of stores, and Aditya Birla Group is into it. So even the bigger organization, bigger players are entering into this. So it becomes as much more important to be selling authentic products when they claim, right? So we believe that as brands are a reflection of people. So brands are coming into sector because they see that there is a demand for these products. So we believe that it is both from the supply side as well as demand side. This sector is completely changing thanks to technology. I think it will be in the next 5 to 10 years. It is going to take a sharp growth route, I believe. And even most of these players who are into business, they have very ambitious plans in terms of scaling up. So we believe we are very positive about it.